gentlemen, one of the most highly anticipated matches of the entire weekend taking place right now as Low-Ki takes on Davey Richards. Both men former Pro Wrestling Guerrilla World Champions.
And it has a 30-minute time limit. Introducing first, from Othello, Washington, weighing in 207 pounds, Davey Richards!
Both men former champions, but Colt Cabana, as you pointed out to me, both men never actually losing their title.
Yeah, both had different, Low-Ki had an injury and then went on to the WWE, am I correct?
Yes.
And Davey Richards off to Japan. What a match this should be. Both complete winners in every sense of the way.
He is the World Warrior, Low-Ki!
Man, I'll tell you, there's an energy in the air right now here in the LAX Wrestle Reunion. Like you said, one of the most anticipated matches. Low-Ki fresh off the heels of great national exposure for people to see what this guy's all about. But where you can really truly see him is intimate atmospheres like this. This is where he thrives, where he strives. This should be an unbelievable match.
Support independent pro wrestling. I believe that's what Colt Cabana is trying to say. It is an experience like no other. And if you're watching this at home, you couldn't be here live at Wrestle Reunion 5. We're going to be back in Los Angeles next year for Wrestle Reunion 6. But, I think watching this on DVD, that's not a bad seat to have. Plus, you get to listen to us.
Well, watching on DVD, in my mind, just doesn't know justice, though. We appreciate your support. You went out and you bought the DVD, but I recommend this thing has been a spectacle all week. You've seen legends, and you've gotten to mingle with everybody, and you get to see a match like this, and the people here are electric right now to see Low-Ki really come out of the shell. He is not Caval anymore. He is Low-Ki, and these people want to see what he's got to bring to the table if he can come back, from what he's been on national television.
These two men, they have met before, I believe, at PWG All-Star Weekend 4.
Oh, I thought you were saying it like together.
No. I think it was All-Star Weekend 4, and that particular encounter, Low-Ki was victorious, but that was actually Low-Ki's journey to the PWG World Championship. That was right along his path.
But as Low-Ki's been in the developmental system with WWE and he's been doing NXT, Davey Richards has climbed to become basically, if not the best wrestler in the world. Quoted by Bryan Danielson that Bryan was no longer the best wrestler in the world, Davey Richards was. So it's almost like, does Low-Ki still have it? Can he go with the best? Obviously he is one of the best. Can he go with the best?
Low-Ki getting his foot over the bottom rope, forcing Davey to break the hold, but pulling Davey out from the ropes.
Almost like a match of minds, we talk about the physicality.
Technicians.
Yeah, the way they strike each other, but it's almost like a human chess game between these two.
And the other thing to point out is the last time these two met, Davey Richards was not the wrestler he is today. He was not, Bryan Danielson still widely regarded. I mean, even Low-Ki at that time widely regarded as one of the best wrestlers in the world. Davey Richards maybe not in the conversation, definitely in the top 10, but not in the top 5, top 3.
He has upped his game unbelievably since then.
And, we joked about Shane Helms not doing his research on Joey Ryan, but you can guarantee Low-Ki, the World Warrior, has been doing nothing but checking out Davey Richards' matches, preparing for this encounter. He knows that he is in jeopardy when he steps into the ring with somebody like Davey Richards. Not only his standing in the professional wrestling world, but also like physical jeopardy. Davey Richards will hurt you.
Yeah, he's been known to hurt a lot of people. He'll come with strikes, he'll come with headbutts, he will crank and torque your limbs and ligaments. But like you said, Low-Ki, one of the greatest students in the world of professional wrestling, almost in the world, there's ever been. This guy studies it like an art. He studies, he watches tape, he studies, and I guess, I hate the term when people say they watch tape. He watches digital files. Right. He's just a complete student, so he's
look at that, a page out of Low-Ki's book. Davey with the headstand, the back kick.
Maybe Davey Richards watching.
I guarantee Davey Richards has been boning up on his Low-Ki.
Digital files.
Digital files, yes.
In a real feeling out process here. Looks like Davey's almost, I don't know if he's taking in the crowd or he's,
I mean, the crowd is split about 50-50, Davey, Low-Ki. No clear favorite.
But as you can see, Low-Ki hasn't taken his eyes off of Davey Richards. Davey Richards starts looking around.
If you ever have the opportunity to meet Low-Ki in person, a lot of people think he's very standoffish. They think he's a jerk. But Loki, you know, I mean, he's an analyst in the true sense of the word. He is a meticulous thinker. He's analyzing every single situation, every single person he meets, their demeanor, how they're standing, how they approach him, how they say hello to him. And he takes that kind of analysis and the focus into the wrestling ring. So, I mean, he's looking at Davey Richards right now. You mentioned he's not taking his eyes off of Davey. Seeing how Davey is kind of lighthearted right now. But Loki, you guarantee there's no lightheartedness.
He's all business.
He is squared up.
He could have been an economist, maybe an accountant.
He could be this generation's Alex Smith. Alex
Smith was up there.
The guy that invented economics.
I think he was quarterback for Oregon State.
What was his name then? It'll come to me after we're up.
I think you're talking about the guy from Perfect Mind.
A Beautiful Mind.
That's it.
Oh, Russell Crowe. Yes, the father of modern economics, Russell Crowe.
What a knife hand shot.
The fans have missed it. I've missed it. But I can guarantee Davey Richards did not miss those knife edge chops. Or that single chop that had to force about 20. Davey trying to fight out, forcing Loki back to the corner. Putting his shoulder into the midsection of Loki.
You can tell the crowd almost wants a rebuttal of that chop to give it back. You know, Davey, I guess, smart though, sticking to his game plan if he has one. Obviously, he's going for what the crowd wants, doing what he knows best.
He's not here to please the crowd. He's here to win matches. As Loki just caught Davey Richards' ankles around the ears and double mule kicked him with the assist of the ropes.
And a impressive maneuver, but the tides have already turned Davey Richards.
And Loki putting on the brakes.
Putting on the Ritz.
It's where fashion sits, Colt Cabana.
Loki, not a fashionist by any. He's taking advantage here on the offense.
Fashionista or a fascist?
That's what I mean.
Okay. Davey Richards and Loki on the outside, the far side of the ring. Junior senior official Patrick Hernandez trying to restore some sense of order, some sense of decorum here.
And it's like you gotta let these guys battle out, man. Patrick,
do you think Patrick's gonna step between these two guys?
I don't think so.
That might be the worst move of Patrick's life. And that includes the time that he was 15 and he
told on the mafia boss?
Yeah.
Right.
I was gonna say he stuck his hand in the lawnmower, but then he wouldn't have a hand.
You don't know, that could be a fake hand.
That's true. He could be the Zach Gowen of refereeing.
There needs to be more Zach Gowens of everything.
Two Zach Gowen name drops. How about that? .com. Artofwar.com. Sun Tzu. Still getting royalties 5,000 years after the fact. Sun Tzu's Art of War with Wesley Snipes.
Sounds like an Asian movie.
I guarantee Loki knows all about Sun Tzu's Art of War, and Davey Richards knows all about Loki's boot in his chest.
Oh my gosh. Peeling away the layers of skin on this man's chest. You can see he's already blistering up.
And the epidermis is just being peeled away. It's like a chemical peel, except with Loki's hand.
You hear the crowd asking for one more time. Loki giving it to the people. He's a man of the people.
He is not a fascist.
Not a fascist. I was completely.
Now backing Davey Richards into the corner, sending him pillar to post. Oh, comes in, just crashing into Davey Richards. Now he's up top. Ooh, those overhand elbow strikes, north-south elbows. Oh, look at that, Davey Richards just dumped Loki up and over the top rope as Loki was going to come crashing down with even more of those elbows.
Yeah, it was almost like a last-ditch effort. Something he had to do because Loki was coming down hard on his.
Loki was going to cave in his skull.
Speaking of caving in.
The chest of Loki caved in. Or potentially caved in.
Yeah, well, I'm no doctor, although my Twitter handle is Dr. Colt Cabana.
You can find me on Twitter as I can't even think of. I was going to try to think of what President Obama's Twitter is.
President Obama.
You can find me on Twitter at President Obama. One of my tweets not very entertaining.
Your teats, though, very entertaining.
This is I do tweet about ODB's teats. Bringing it full circle. That's what we call a callback, folks.
Callback. Davey and low-key on the outside now, battling again. Like I'd say, I'd like to see this match done in the middle of the ring. I understand a guy like Buccaneero and Aguila taking it outside, taking it all over the place. This is the kind of match I want to see square in the center of the ring.
Davey getting that, yeah, he's not quite giving the fans what they want.
Let's see who the better wrestler is.
And you know, we glazed over it before. Loki had to vacate the title because of injury. The Pro Wrestling Guerrilla World Championship. Davey Richards had to vacate in 2010 because of his Japan duties. And so I mean, this is a matchup of two champions that never actually, you know, were beaten for their title. And so I mean, there's a lot on the line. I mean, you know, there's a lot on the line between these two guys. You know, normally, I mean, these guys are competitors through and through. But you know, with that little added twist of neither man losing the title officially, or you know, losing the title to another man, that's just you know, it's kind of. I mean, you'd have to imagine the winner of this match might become the de facto #1 contender to the Pro Wrestling Guerrilla World Championship.
I'm just going to say the commissionership, obviously here at Guerrilla, has to take that into consideration. Whoever gets a victory.
You know, I am the liaison to the board of directors here.
You'd probably put in a really good word.
I would. And, you know, it all depends on who comes out of this evening's event, whether it's Claudio Castagnoli retaining the title or El Generico winning the title.
I'd like to see some three-way liaison action.
Between me and the board of directors.
You could hook that up.
Or perhaps yourself, ODB and Candice LeRae.
Hey, waka.
Davey Richards with the chin lock applied on Loki, but Loki fighting out of it. Back up to a vertical base. Elbows to the midsection. Davey Richards, the breadbasket. Oh, just chopped him from the side headlock position. Middle kick across the chest.
Such a unique and hybrid style of wrestling by both of these guys.
He is the World Warrior, but the World Warrior just got taken on his feet by Davey Richards.
There's a cover.
Hook of the leg. 2 count according to Patrick Hernandez.
It's almost like we had seen Shane Helms not hooking the leg in the match before. This time Davey, just a single hook of the leg. You know, it's almost like if you want to win this match, it's got to be a hook with a cradle, all your pressure down, bringing it down the shoulders. It's almost like just a hook of the leg there wasn't enough.
Do you think either of these guys come into a match ever unprepared?
You know, great question. These guys, obviously, like we said, students of the game. I don't think so. You know, I think prepared mentally and physically, obviously, both great physical specimens in the ring. These guys are fighters, man.
Tacticians, analysts, fighters, warriors, world warriors. Well, in one case at least. Davey Richards, I mean, he has to be considered a world warrior as well.
Sure, just not by name, not by title.
But plying his trade around the world, Japan, Europe.
He should be the world wolf. You know, why just stop yourself in America? You know, you're a wolf of the world.
I don't know that they have wolves all over the world. Then.
But, you know, there might not be warriors all over the world, but he's not the American warrior.
He is the ultimate warrior, in my opinion.
He is.
Oh, Loki fighting back out, though. Knife edge chop, rattling Davey. Another one. Oh, Davey, though. I believe that was a liver kick by Davey Richards. And a backbreaker for good measure.
It's a kidney backbreaker. Now he's got some kind of submission here. It was almost a clutch, the knee in the back.
You can see, though, Davey Richards trying to place his hands over the mouth and nose of Loki to cut off his breathing, to restrict the airflow to Loki's lungs. But Loki, the first thing he did when he got in that submission hold is he pulled the hands of Davey Richards down, clearing his the passageway of his breath. And I mean, I think that's what this match is going to come down to, these two men's conditioning. And I mean, Davey Richards, every day, running on the treadmill, the first thing he does when he wakes up, runs for an hour straight. Doesn't sprint, doesn't jog, he runs. And I guarantee Loki's fitness regimen is similar, if not superior, to that of Davey Richards.
Like you said, an amateur would maybe try to undo the arms, undo the hands. Loki knows what he's doing. The move right there in that situation was to slip the hands down and work from there. And obviously, he's got himself out of it already. But still, you know, Davey in control. Solid kick to the breadbasket. He really learned what he's missed so far. He's been gone for a couple years. And this is the man. This is the man right now.
Davey Richards has grown. Davey Richards has evolved as a professional wrestler. And I mean, Loki, I mean, you can only glean so much from tape or, you know, from digital files.
Digital video, yeah.
You know, I mean, until you get in there with Davey Richards, until you really take the measure of the man, you don't know, you know, quite how much he has grown. But Davey Richards, you know, I wrestled Davey Richards.
Not grown physically because he's a short dude.
I wrestled Davey Richards in his first match in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla, and I was on the losing end of things in that matchup. And let me tell you, Davey Richards, he has flourished since then. And when he won the Pro Wrestling Guerrilla World Championship early in 2010 from Kenny Omega, the fans treated it as if, you know, it was a PWG homegrown talent winning the title. That's how much that title meant to him. And Davey Richards, I mean, you know, he got on the microphone, he said that. Oh, look at that, a kick to the ribs, another one from Loki. Soul butt though to the sternum, following up on that running kick that Davey Richards hit on Loki on the outside earlier. But Davey talked about how much that meant to him. That, you know, PWG is really where he kind of grew as a professional wrestler. Where you know, I mean, he spread his wings, and this was his starting point, for lack of a better term. And so he would definitely like to experience that once again. To give the fans here in Wrestle Reunion, to give the fans in Reseda, to give the fans in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla all over the world, the satisfaction of seeing this guy who's, they've watched grow in PWG.
And I remember those matches with you and Samoa Joe, and
putting me on the level of Samoa Joe.
Well, but those were his early matches in PWG. I was around at that time to watch him grow. It's kind of like, this is, the beating he took from guys like that. This is what it's kind of all came down to.
I refuse to believe that I ever put a beating on Davey Rich. Oh, Loki putting a beating on Davey Richards.
Capo kick.
Caught him with the heel on the forehead. Loki, I mean, he got thrown into that corner, but he was coiled there like a snake or like a cat. He just sprung out as soon as Davey Richards just had any sort of forward momentum. Loki had even more forward momentum and just destroyed Davey Richards with that rolling kick, the capo kick.
You can't leave Loki alone for that long, and that's what's going to happen.
Another chop, and that one just thudded home. A second chop from Loki, second in that sequence, about the 15th in this matchup.
He's really putting it all on the line here. Again,
Loki catching with those high elbows, coming down on the crown of his head. Oh, he caught him with a soul butt underneath the chin, and just caught him on the back of the head with that hook kick. Ooh. Destroying Davey Richards.
Here's a cover.
With that front kick, that leaping front kick in the corner, Patrick Hernandez saying it was only a 2 count.
And really closer to 2 than it was to 3. And that's an unbelievable maneuver that he hit him in the corner there. But it looks like it's going to take a lot more to put Davey Richards down. And look out for these famous low-key kicks coming up.
Davey Richards squaring up. He's got his target in his sight. And his target is Davey Richards' chest, which has already been tenderized by those kicks, by the soul butt, by the chops.
This usually comes in 3s. Watch your head, Davey Richards.
Oh, Davey Richards knew it was coming. He swept out the leg. Put him in a body bag, Davey. Wow. It's like we got a connection.
Even Colt Cabana knows the time not to be joking. But, you better get on the offense here. Look out. Davey going for 3s of his own here.
Davey could be looking for the trifecta. Parlaying that first one into a second one. The 3-kick teaser.
Again, I can't believe how much he's playing to the crowd, but maybe that's the way he gets up. It's the way he gets his energy.
He's cutting the throat. Loki rolls him up. Look out. Oh! The big stomp on the chest of Davey Richards.
Cover.
Davey Richards somehow able to kick out. And you know what? I have to believe Cabana. That extra few seconds he spent playing in the crowd allowed Loki time to recover.
I couldn't say it better. I don't understand his decision to do that. That's a move that shouldn't be part of the strategy. And it's allowed Loki. He's on the advantage now, looking for a springboard type situation here.
Coming up the top, went for the foot stomps with Davey Richards.
Got his leg a little bit.
He does have a history of knee problems. I mean, that's why he had to vacate the Pro Wrestling Guerrilla World Championship. Rising knee in the corner. Big German suplex. 1, 2. No! Loki kicks on at 2.
It's a 2 count out. Davey smart. He's got to capitalize. Jump right on Loki. You got him down. High-end German suplex on the shoulders and the neck region. Take advantage, Davey. Know that you can end the match soon. Don't worry about what's coming, later in the match or how much time left. End it now.
Davey Richards is catching his breath. This is where conditioning becomes a factor, folks. Davey Richards, I think he might be taken close, if not to his limit, by Loki.
But you got to know when you got to finish it. This could be a finishing situation right here.
He's got to keep the pressure on.
You can't take this much time, Davey. Really get behind both of them. Again, like you said, 50-50. Really split here. These two are great warriors, great athletes.
Now I want to point out how hot it is in this building. Both these men just covered in sweat, so much so that their wrist tape is falling off. I mean, we've been in hot buildings before, but I mean, that also takes a factor on your conditioning as well. I mean, you're exerting so much energy, you're sweating, your body is just losing fluids constantly. And
that's like a Jeff Foxworthy. Heads up.
Oh, look, he stopped the knee. He stopped the knee of Davey Richards.
He talks about doing studying on video, digital media. Look out.
Great ingenuity by Low-Key, followed up by an all-time classic. In the prawn hold, no, Davey Richards kicks out.
Great reversal to one of Davey's signature moves, followed up by one of, Low-Key's signature moves. Now he's heading upstairs. This is where he does best. One of his finishing moves is the way he likes to finish off his opponents.
The Phoenix Splash, maybe the dive bomb, foot stomps, nobody home. Low-Key again maybe tweaking his knee. Davey Richards rolls through. Oh, look at that roll.
That ankle, he's got that ankle.
Rolling ankle lock. Davey Richards got Low-Key in the center of the ring with the ankle lock applied.
Right in the middle, and it is applied on deep and tight. I'm not sure if he can get out of this, King.
Low-Key rolls him up into a pinning predicament. No! Oh, no, he's getting the dragon clutch. The dragon clutch, but so close to the ropes.
It's almost looking like he's trying to turn it, trying to turn him over. Can he turn him over, really cinch it in?
Now he's got it locked in.
Doesn't look to be in the middle of the ring, though.
But you can see, oh, Davey Richards, he's got Low-Key up. The Andre the Giant, Dread Pirate Roberts. Attack, no. Rolls him through. High angle German suplex with
a release.
Dropping Low-Key on the back of his neck.
Look out.
Ooh. Rang his bell. 1, 2. No.
We got 2 count. 2 count of belt in the ring. Patrick Hernandez right on top of the action, right on those shoulders. He's able to slip it out, and now he's looking at him. Now he's capitalizing. He's grabbing the hold of Low-Key. Maybe a DR driver. Maybe a splash of some sort. A combo. Look out now.
Low-Key rolls through.
It's like a combo of the arm.
Oh, but Davey Richards a discus clothesline. 1, 2. Now Low-Key again kicks out. Where is this man finding these reserves of energy? Davey Richards, after having that combo kick to the shoulder, just still rolled through, hit him with that discus lariat, taking Low-Key off his feet, putting him in a pinning predicament, but Low-Key still able to kick out.
Talking about conditioning, that's why you spend hours in the gym, stretching, flexing, everything, really building up your body. And Davey's done a great job. Again, now he's kind of looking over Low-Key, pandering to the crowd. Again, I don't need you to do the neck signal, Davey. I need you to take advantage of the situation here. Take advantage. You need to really finish him off right now if you want to get this victory.
Davey putting Low-Key up to the top rope. And I mentioned hour on the treadmill. That's before he does anything. He does cardio after that. He works out in the gym. He trains for wrestling. He trains for MMA. Davey Richards, that is his baseline, an hour on the treadmill. That's insane.
Well, this guy's an animal, man. He's literally a machine. Something's going on here now. Low-Key set him up.
Literally a machine. He is a robot, Davey Richards.
Some have said.
All the big Mongolian chops on the top rope.
Hooking him up. This is a trademark Low-Key right here. Hopefully he can get him down into that double stomp that he's so known for.
Low-Key, he's got him set up, the Mongolian chop. Low-Key, the technician, like Subadai, Genghis Khan's famous general. But Davey Richards, pulls him off the top rope.
Great combo by Davey. Now he's got him set up for maybe a 450.
Maybe the shooting star press. The move he made his mark with in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. Davey pulls him up, shooting star press.
He's up.
Knees were up. Low-Key has the upper hand.
The crowd is standing here in Los Angeles. Look out!
Foot stomps! 1, 2, 3. No. Yes.
Yes. And add to the match, Patrick Hernandez.
Unbelievable! Low-Key! Diving foot stop from the top on Davey Richards. He is back and better than ever, Colt Cabana.
What a victory. Congratulations, Low-Key. Hard-fought match.